out by removing the cover over the battery. Just flip it up like that. Disconnect the negative terminal. Use a 10mm socket. Loosen it up. And just move this away so it doesn't arc out. Take this cover off just to get it out of the way. Use a T30 socket. Remove the screws on this. There should be 2 on there. On the air intake, and then slide it off. And most likely you have a clamp here, a spring clamp. But if you have a worm clamp like this, just loosen it up with a straight blade screwdriver. Otherwise, use some hose clamp pliers. And slide that off. And you can just grab this underneath. And it's extremely hard to pry these up sometimes. Just pry it up like that and slide it off. Take this piece out of your way. There's 2 screws on the side. You can use a T30 socket. Take those screws out. And slide it right out. Then up top, there's 2 screws in the radiator fan shroud. Use a T30 socket. Take those 2 screws out. The other one's over here. Take these screws out as well. Grab the panel and just slide it off. Disconnect this connector right here. There is a little lock tab. Just use a pick or a screwdriver to unlatch that. You don't need to disconnect this coolant pipe here. I'm just showing you how this comes off a little bit easier. Push down that connector and slide it out. And just use a trim tool underneath this retainer. Just pop that out. Like that. And there's 2 screws. There's a screw right here. Use the same T30 from up top. And a screw on this side as well. And just grab the fan. And carefully slide it down. Now take the fan shroud and just slide it behind. Again, if you have this not disconnected, just pull it out a little bit. Just try to slide it behind the AC hoses. Trying not to scratch the radiator. Go. And get the bolts started. And before you tighten those lower bolts, get the bolts in up top as well. Once those are in, then you can start tightening them. Snug those down. It goes on this way. There's a little tab right there. So if you want to, you can flip this around. Plug it in that way, push down on the lock, and slide this back in. And slide this back in, put that clip back in. Slide the shield in position. Put the bolts in and tighten them down. I'm going to slide this piece right back in position. and get the bolts in. Tighten it down. Now take the engine cover, get it to line up, line the hoses up. And then push it down and attach that clamp. Just tighten down the clamp, or if it's a spring clamp, just make sure it's in the right position. And install the screws that go right here and on the other side, and tighten them down. Now connect the battery. And just snug it down, make sure it's not loose. And put the cover on.